dinosaurs plus samba music equals the greatest mecha lineup in Super Sentai history. Today, let's look back at all the mecha in Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger. Summary of history. During the Debeth army's centuries-long attack, 24 prehistoric animals obtained the power to fight the invaders. 10 of them were the dinosaurs that were modified to become the 10 great Zyudenryu, while 13 were modified to become the Guardians. However, in the aftermath of the army's defeat, the Guardians were killed, and half of the 10 great Zyudenryu were lost as well. The rest hid themselves, waiting for the right moment to overthrow the Debeth army and restore peace to the world. Next, let's explore the 10 great Zyudenryu. Zyudenryu number 1 is Gabutyra, the personal partner of Kyoryu Red. Gabutyra is modeled after the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, commonly known as the T-Rex. The word Rex means king in Latin. Around 66 million years ago, the T-Rex was one of the most fearsome apex predators to ever roam the earth. Gabutyra normally resides inside a volcano on a jungle island in the southern seas. When summoned by its partner, the crest on top of its head rises, signaling that it has entered battle mode. Possessing the overwhelming strength and ferocity of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Gabutyra can crush enemies with its powerful jaws, or finish off larger opponents with a devastating spinning bite attack. In addition, it can fire a wave of energy from its mouth to wipe out multiple targets at once. This energy can also combine with Kyoryu Red's power to unleash an even more destructive finishing attack. More impressively, Gabutyra is capable of using the powers of the other 13 Guardian Zyudenryu through their Zyudenchi batteries. When combined with the other Zyudenryu, Gabutyra forms the core of Kyoryuzen, making up the head, torso, shoulders, and lower body of the giant robot. On top of that, Gabutyra holds the record for having the most forms of any mecha in Super Sentai history, with a total of 5 different forms, not even counting its prehistoric form from the distant past. Zyudenryu number 2 is Parasagun, the personal partner of Kyoryu Black. Parasagun is modeled after Parasaurolophus, a crested hadrosaur that lived around 75 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. Because of its duck-like bill, Parasaurolophus is often referred to as a duck-billed dinosaur. Parasagun is usually hidden near an ancient castle in Europe. When summoned by its partner, its tail splits into 2 sections and transforms into a laser machine gun, signaling that it has entered battle mode. In combat, Parasagun unleashes a relentless barrage of rapid-fire laser shots from its tail-mounted weapon. In its standard combination, Parasagun replaces Stagotchi as the right arm of Kyoryuzen Western, as well as serving as the right arm in various other Kyoryuzen combinations. Zyudenryu number 3 is Stagotchi, the personal partner of Kyoryu Blue. Stagotchi is modeled after Stegosaurus, a plated dinosaur that lived around 150 million years ago during the late Jurassic period in what is now the western United States and Portugal. Before being summoned by its partner, Stagotchi usually lies hidden beneath the Arctic ice. Unlike most other Zyudenryu, its tail is not designed as a weapon. Instead, it is equipped with a blade that extends from between the large plates on its back, signaling that it has entered attack mode. In battle, Stagotchi delivers powerful spinning slashes infused with blue energy. In its standard combination, Stagotchi forms the right arm of Kyoryuzen, while the plates on its back separate to become a handheld shield. What's more, when all 5 Kyoryugers combine their powers, that shield can transform into a powerful sword. Stagotchi is also the second Super Sentai mecha to be based on Stegosaurus. The first was Bakuryu Stegosliden from Bakuryu Sentai Abaranger. Zyudenryu number 4 is Zakutor, the personal partner of Kyoryu Green. Zakutor is modeled after the famous carnivorous dinosaur Velociraptor, often simply called a raptor. In Latin, the name Velociraptor means swift thief. This dinosaur lived around 80 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. Zakutor normally resides in a bamboo grove in Japan. When summoned by its partner to join the battle, its tail splits into 3 blades, signaling that it has entered combat mode. Exceptionally fast and agile, Zakutor is capable of swift movements and impressive leaps. In battle, it unleashes spinning slashes infused with green energy, slicing through its enemies with remarkable speed. In its standard combination, Zakutor replaces Dricera as the left arm of Kyoryuzen. It can also serve as the left arm in various other Kyoryuzen combinations. Zyudenryu number 5 is Dricera, the personal partner of Kyoryu Pink. Dricera is modeled after Triceratops, the famous 3-horned dinosaur whose name means 3-horned face. race. It lived around 68 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period and is one of the most recognizable dinosaurs in the world. Dricera usually lies hidden within the Great Canyons of the United States until it is summoned by its partner. Its tail is shaped like a massive drill, and when the drill extends and begins to spin, it signals that Dricera has entered battle mode. In combat, Dricera can bore through virtually anything with its powerful drill tail, whether it's solid rock or even an entire mountain. In its standard combination, Dricera forms the left arm of Kyoryugen, as well as the left arm in several other Kyoryugen combinations. However, it is uniquely capable of becoming the right arm of Pteragordon. Dricera is also the fourth Super Sentai mecha to be based on Triceratops. However, unlike the previous Triceratops-themed mecha, it is the only one that is not colored blue. Zyudenryu number 6 is Pteragordon, the personal partner of Kyoryu Gold. Pteragordon is modeled after Pteranodon, a genus of toothless flying reptiles that lived in North America during the late Cretaceous period. In ancient times, Pteragordon was considered the trump card of the 10 great Zyudenryu and served as their central offensive powerhouse, leading them into battle. However, during the Great War against the Daboth army, it was severely damaged and disappeared. In reality, Torin secretly sealed away Pteragordon's power and hid it on Gabutyra's island. In the present day, the leader of the Daboth army, hundred-faced High Priest Chaos, discovered this secret. He devised a plan to break the seal and created a corrupted Zyudenchi filled with evil energy, intending to control Pteragordon and use its immense power to carry out his sinister ambitions. In the end, justice prevailed. The Kyoryugers rescued Pteragordon through the strength of their bonds and determination. Breaking free from Chaos's control, Pteragordon shattered the corrupted Zyudenchi within its own body and once again became an ally of justice. In battle, Pteragordon can summon massive storm clouds, followed by fierce bolts of lightning crashing across the sky, creating the ominous feeling that something catastrophic is about to happen. It attacks by harnessing the power of lightning, firing powerful electrical blasts from its mouth at distant targets. While under the influence of the corrupted Zyudenchi, its lightning glows with a sinister purple energy. Once restored with its genuine Zyudenchi, however, its attacks regain their brilliant golden lightning. Perhaps Pteragordon's most remarkable ability is that it is the first Zyudenryu capable of transforming into a complete giant robot entirely on its own, without combining with any other Zyudenryu. This form is known as Kaminari Henkei Pteraiden O. Pteragordon also shares a notable similarity with Gao Hunter from Hyakuju Sentai Kyoryuger. When they first appeared, both initially took on an evil appearance before later being restored to their heroic forms. Zyudenryu number 7 is Ankydon, the personal partner of Kyoryu Kaiyan. Ankydon is modeled after Ankylosaurus, the heavily armored dinosaur often nicknamed the Living Tank. It lived around 68 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. Ankydon usually remains hidden deep underground inside a quarry cave. When summoned by its partner, the massive hammer-shaped tail folded across its back unfolds, signaling that it has entered battle mode. In combat, Ankydon takes advantage of its ability to burrow underground, allowing it to emerge from virtually anywhere and catch its enemies completely by surprise. Once it attacks, it swings its enormous hammer tail with tremendous force, delivering devastating blows capable of crushing or instantly finishing off its opponents. In its standard combination, Ankydon replaces Stagotchi as the right arm of Kyoryugen Macho. Zyudenryu number 8 is Bunpachy, the personal partner of Kyoryuger. Bunpachy is modeled after Pachycephalosaurus, the thick-skulled dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. Bunpachy usually hides behind a waterfall in China. When summoned by its partner, the club-shaped tail folded over its head swings into position, signaling that it has entered battle mode. In combat, Bunpachy uses its club tail with remarkable versatility. It can unleash a series of rapid strikes, sweep enemies off their feet, and knock down multiple opponents with powerful swings. Since the most distinctive feature of Pachycephalosaurus is its thick domed skull, Bunpachy also makes full use of devastating headbutt attacks. When the opportunity arises, it charges forward and delivers an incredibly powerful smashing blow to finish off its enemies. After each attack sequence, its club tail folds back into its resting position on top of its head. In its standard combination, Bunpachy replaces Dricera as the left arm of Kyoryugen Kung Fu. In addition, Bunpachy is the first gray-colored mecha in Super Sentai history, while its partner, Kyoryu Gray, is also the franchise's first gray-colored Sentai warrior. Zyudenryu number 9 is Plezuon, the personal partner of Kyoryu Violet. Plezuon is modeled after Plesiosaurus, the famous prehistoric marine reptile. Around 200 million years ago, during the Jurassic period, Plesiosaurus was regarded as one of the dominant predators of the ancient seas. Plezuon is normally housed inside the dock at Utsusemimaru Laboratory until it is summoned by its partner. Plezuon is one of the strongest members of the 10 great Zyudenryu. Its most distinctive feature is its exceptionally long neck, while each of its side fins is equipped with a large missile launcher. Whenever the situation calls for it, Plezuon can transform into rocket mode. In this form, its flippers fold tightly against its body, giving it the appearance of a space shuttle. Rocket mode is primarily used for travel and combat in outer space. In battle, Plezuon can carry its enemies into outer space before using its long neck to deliver devastating whipping attacks that send them flying. It is also capable of transforming into a third form, a complete humanoid robot called Rocket Henkei Plezuo, without combining with any other Zyudenryu. Plezuon is the first Super Sentai mecha to be based on Plesiosaurus. It is also the first Zyudenryu to possess 3 interchangeable forms. This multi-form concept is reminiscent of the Buster machines from Tokume Sentai Go Busters, as well as Gozyujin from Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. Zyudenryu number 10 is Bragigas, the personal partner of Kyoryu Silver. Bragigas is modeled after Brachiosaurus, one of the largest dinosaurs ever to walk the earth. It lived during the late Jurassic period. Among all the Zyudenryu, Bragigas is the strongest and serves as the central pillar of the entire group. In ancient times, during the Great War against the Daboth army, Bragigas was overcome with grief as it watched the Guardians Zyudenryu fall one after another at the hands of Devil Godoma. Unable to bear the loss of its comrades, Bragigas wept. Miraculously, its tears became vessels for the souls of the 13 fallen guardian Zyudenryu, transforming into 13 amber stones that were scattered across the world. Consumed by sorrow, Bragigas's grief soon turned into overwhelming rage. With nothing left to lose, it unleashed its forbidden ultimate attack, Gigant Cannon. By concentrating the combined energy of the 10 great Zyudenryu into a single blast, Bragigas fired an immensely powerful beam that finally defeated the Daboth army and sealed it away. However, the attack completely drained Bragigas's energy and left it critically wounded. Powerless to continue fighting, it sank deep beneath the earth together with Devil Godoma, where both remained for countless ages. In the present day, after the Kyoryugers recovered all 13 amber stones containing the souls of the guardian Zyudenryu, they used their power to revive Bragigas. With its return, the 10 great Zyudenryu were finally reunited and stood together once again to battle the revived forces of the Daboth army. To activate Bragigas, the Kyoryugers must use not only its own Zyudenchi number 10, but also the 13 guardian Zyudenchi. In battle, Bragigas can harness any of the powers possessed by the 13 guardian Zyudenryu. Furthermore, Bragigas can transform into a complete humanoid robot on its own, known as Chokamitsuki Henkei Gigant Bragio. Because Bragigas is by far the largest Zyudenryu, it cannot swap arms and legs with the other Zyudenryu like the others can. Instead, it can only combine with them by splitting its entire body apart. A fascinating detail is that the 13 golden ornaments on Gigant Bragio each represent one of the 13 guardian Zyudenryu that sacrificed their lives in the ancient war. But that's not the end of the story. Besides the 10 Zyudenryu already introduced, there is actually one more that made its debut in Kyoryuger's special movie, Zyudenryu number 0, Tobaspino. Unlike the others, Tobaspino was temporarily controlled by the evil warrior Deathryuger. Tobaspino is modeled after Spinosaurus, the famous sailback dinosaur that lived around 112 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. It is widely regarded as one of the most terrifying predators of its time, and is often considered a rival to the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. According to the series lore, Tobaspino was the very first Zyudenryu ever created, even before the 10 great Zyudenryu. In other words, it served as the prototype from which all subsequent Zyudenryu were developed. This is why Tobaspino has never been considered a member of the 10 great Zyudenryu. When summoned, the boomerang concealed within Tobaspino's spine deploys, signaling that it has entered battle mode. In its Zyudenryu form, Tobaspino is rarely shown fighting extensively. Most of its attacks consist of powerful bites and agile leaps across the battlefield. While under Deathryuger's control, it could combine with any 2 Zyudenryu to form the giant robot Spinodio. Interestingly, episode 42 later revealed that Tobaspino does not actually need to be under mind control to perform this combination. It can forcibly combine with two Zyudenryu by charging into an existing combination, knocking out the core Zyudenryu and taking control of the remaining two as its own arms. In reality, Tobaspino was designed as a reimagined version of Gabutyra. However, it stands out thanks to its long crocodile-like snout and the large sail running along its back, inspired by Spinosaurus. Tobaspino also shares an interesting similarity with FS-00 from the Tokume Sentai Go Busters special. Both machines were the very first prototypes of their respective series, and were designated with the number 0. Finally, let's take a look at the 13 Guardian Zyudenryu. These are the smaller Zyudenryu that fought alongside and supported the 10 great Zyudenryu during the ancient war against the Daeboth army. Although they sacrificed themselves long ago, their legacy lives on. Through the power of their Zyudenchi, the Kyoryugers are still able to inherit and wield the abilities of the 13 Guardian Zyudenryu in battle. And that's every Zyudenryu featured in Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger. So, which Zyudenryu is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.